The decision on Tarun Tejpal's anticipatory bail plea is expected any time now. The order was reserved after the judge heard Tejpal's defense and the prosecution's argument. Tejpal's legal counsel opposed the prosecution's demand that he be remanded to police custody for 14 days, citing a Supreme Court order. The lawyer said that the custody was not required since he has submitted himself to interrogation. Tejpal has also said that he will stay on in Goa till a charge sheet is filed or a closure report has been submitted. Tejpal's defense team also said that the former editor-in-chief of Tehelka magazine was willing to submit his passport. An hour later, the prosecution began its arguments against the anticipatory bail plea. It said the offence was too serious. The argument made was that while the victim's statements have been consistent, Tejpal has been changing his version of the incident. The prosecution also presented CCTV footage from the hotel, to which Tejpal's lawyers objected, saying that the entire footage should be presented to the court and not an edited version. Speaking to the press earlier this morning, Tejpal said that he was willing to cooperate with the investigation.
हमने इन्वेस्टिगेशन ज्वाइन किया है। शुरू से ही कहा था हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन में पूरी कोऑपरेशन देंगे और उसी के कारण हम लोग कल भी पहुंचे यहाँ। एक दिन के बाद हमें जब समन्स मिले और आज सुबह उठ के हम लोग वापस
कोर्ट भी अभी जाएंगे।
आप कोर्ट जाएंगे? ये डिपेंड करता है हमारे वकील जैसे समझेंगे सही है वही करेंगे हम, ठीक है?
क्योंकि कल आपकी एडवोकेट ने कहा था कि आप कोर्ट में ज्वाइन करेंगे आप सुनवाई में, तो क्या अभी
नहीं, हमारे कोर्ट में ज्वाइन करने की सुनवाई की जरूरत नहीं है। हमें क्राइम ब्रांच की इन्वेस्टिगेशन ज्वाइन करने की जरूरत है और वो हमने कर लिया है। कल शाम को कर लिया था और आज भी कर लिया।
आपसे पूछताछ क्या हुई तरुण जी?
That was Tarun Tejpal speaking to reporters in Goa earlier this morning. Let's get in a word from our team of reporters tracking this story. Vikas is joining us live from outside the crime branch in Panjim. Also with us, Jaskirat Singh Bawa. He's joining us live from outside the Sessions Court. I'm going to come to you first, Vikas. You're telling us that police presence has been increased outside the crime branch office. It looks like the police is getting ready in case the bail is denied.
Absolutely, Goa police is all prepared if the bail is denied. They have also already prepared the remand application because it's being Saturday and the court verdict is likely to come around 4:45 p.m. So they will be approaching tomorrow the holiday court where the remand application will be put up and they will be demanding further custody because the bail, if the bail plea is rejected, then they will have to approach the holiday court asking for remand, and they are asking for 14 days police custody of Tarun Tejpal, which might they not get it, but they will be getting as given by the court. But they are expecting that they will be likely to get 4 to 5 days police custody and further interrogation will take place after that. But after the allegation was made against Goa police that they were very slow on investigation, and after the summons were issued, they should have directly arrested Tarun Tejpal. Goa police is taking no chances and they are already prepared with all their paperwork, and they are saying that once the bail plea is rejected, they will be approaching with the remand application and asking for further custody of Tarun Tejpal for this investigation. Simi.
Right, Vikas. Thanks so much for that update. Stay on with us. We'll keep coming back to you. Let's also get a word from our panel of experts who are joining us this afternoon on Headlines Today. We have with us Mr. Arvind Jain. He's an advocate with the Supreme Court. We also have with us Tina Sharma, a social activist. I'm going to come to you first, Mr. Jain. You've gone through the details of the case. What are the odds and how are they stacked up against Tarun Tejpal? Is he likely to get bail this afternoon?
I don't think that in such a serious matter where the allegations are of sexual violence against a woman, he may get the bail, that too in an anticipatory bail application. And particularly if we go on the facts, after admitting the allegations and tendering his unconditional apology to the victim, what remains? And he himself has spoiled his case after taking so many turns and twists on this matter. And I think he has not been properly advised, or he has been ill-advised on all such issues. And the matter which has been argued, it has not been argued mainly on the bail application. Rather, the judge at one point of time said that I am not going to buy your any argument on political interference.
Right, and Tina Sharma, this is one of the arguments being made against bail being denied to Tarun Tejpal. Of course, the final order will come from the Sessions Court in Goa. But the fact that Tejpal has changed his story so many times, the victim, on the other hand, has stuck to the same story from the word go.
Definitely, when you see 161, her statement, and 164, her statement, then you realize that the victim has been very consistent in her approach. In fact, as far as the statement is concerned, but the contradiction which we see coming from the Tarun Tejpal because of lawyers, or I don't know what kind of advice he's been getting from other people around. So I see somehow it is very difficult to get him bail because he was not cooperating with Goa police, and though Goa police was in Delhi for quite a long time, and then he's got summons also, and he hasn't surrendered himself for the investigation. Plus, when you say that he said, I mean he said on air right now with your reporters that he has already coordinating with the crime branch. I mean during that period where he's saying that he has already joined yesterday, and today morning he went to the CBI crime branch. I must say that he's asked for interim relief. During the interim relief, going to crime branch will not make any difference because you're already asking for relief from the court. So how do you go and support? I mean that's just an eyewash, nothing else. I mean it's just an eyewash, and he's pretending in front of media and other people. That's it, just to save his neck in front of the court. That's it.
Absolutely. And Mr. Jain, considering the fact that he went missing for quite a few hours, the Goa police and the Delhi police were looking for him. They searched his home, they searched the residences of his relatives, and then suddenly he emerged at the airport yesterday evening. That's also something that's going to work against him.
Yeah, he went underground, while arguing the matter before Delhi High Court on anticipatory bail application, which was withdrawn later on, on 28th perhaps. Then they moved Goa in for anticipatory bail application, and then in the morning they got the interim relief that he will not be arrested till 2:30 p.m. Then he got the indication and a sort of a clearance that now he can go to Goa, and at that point of time he has come out of the house and reached Goa.
And Tina Sharma, the argument that Tejpal's defense counsel is making is firstly that it was consensual, secondly that the incident took place over a time span of 8 seconds. The elevator from the second floor came to the ground floor, and between that duration they're saying what kind of serious assault can be made?
See, first, consensual is no defense. I mean, a person in authority is taking, his staff for granted is, of course, I mean, in a new anti-rape law bill, it is, of course, I mean, equal to rape, and it is coming in the definition of rape. So, consensual is no defense, which he's taking. I mean, his lawyers are taking on the wrong side. Plus, they said, I mean, get the medical done for victim, which is again not relevant because touching a girl is also equal to rape. So, I think new laws are quite strict, and he's facing for it. Plus, when you talk about elevator, 8 minutes or 8 seconds doesn't matter. I think what matters is the 164, victims statement, which matters, and the investigation later, which will happen after the surrender of accused. So Tarun Tejpal has spoiled his case. In fact, I mean, if as a layman, if I see the case, I feel that I strongly feel that he's accused and he's guilty of doing so. That's the reason he's many times changing his mind, changing his statements. I could see a lot of contradiction coming on air. So that's how you judge a person, and I think he has already worked on the manipulation side, so he'll not be able to save his neck now. And
Mr. Jain, despite the fact that Tejpal has changed his story so many times, his defense counsel is arguing and calling this a political conspiracy. He's saying that the BJP is trying to settle political scores. What do you make of that argument?
No, that's what even the judge, the session judge, Anuja Prabhudesai in Goa, she said that I am not going to consider any of your arguments of political conspiracy or political interference. No. What is the legal merit of the case? You argue on bail.
I have something else.
And even if, we go on the argument of consent, then the burden of proof is on him to prove during the trial. And this is not the time to say all these things, and it is not going to help him at all. I don't consider.
Simi, here I must say where this editor-in-chief Tarun Tejpal submitting his apology letter to Shoma Chaudhary, managing editor of Tehelka, stating that she was the victim was very reluctant, and I tried on 7th and 8th misconduct with her. And when you ask for unconditional apology, that's something which is, in Indian Evidence Act, it is 114A section, where you see that when evidences are there, if the victim is getting hostile from the court after 164 statement, it will not be accepted by the bench itself. So that means you've already, it's a kind of extra confession, judicial confession, where you've already submitted proofs against your conduct. So I think he'll not be able to prove anything beyond that, because he's already submitted the proofs against him, and he's on the wrong foot now.
And also, you know, as far as CCTV footage is concerned, how the story played out in the morning in the court today, Tarun Tejpal's defense said that the police is only providing an edited version. They should actually give an unedited version of what happened at the hotel, which would actually be able, which will prove Tejpal innocent.
I don't think that will make any difference, because a girl coming out of the elevator, you know, just trying to get her, you know, okay with her clothes and everything, and the statement she made in first mail, which you see, I mean, we have 6-page mail of victim, and then you see her 164 statement. So I feel that there's no contradiction. Plus the kind of footage you see, because there was no CCTV camera in the lift, so you cannot have full picture for that matter. But yes, corridor CCTV footage gives you full insight of crime, you know, whatever took place that day. And in fact, whatever they have described, the victim is describing, is police is also agreeing with it. So one point of time, in fact yesterday only, we got to know that whatever a victim is saying is going you know, line by line with the CCTV footage. So I think he cannot prove his innocence, which is actually, I mean, innocence is not there.
Right, and Mr. Jain, you know, in a sense, whatever happens in this Tarun Tejpal case will also set a precedent for other similar cases, considering the fact that Tejpal was the editor-in-chief, he was that girl's boss. So people men in positions of power sexually harassing or even harassing women employees, this verdict in this case will actually be setting a benchmark.
Not benchmark, but at least I feel that a person like Tarun Tejpal, a journalist with brilliance, if he can do all such acts, which is you know, so horrible, and it is beyond anybody's imagination. And I think that if he gets the bail today from the court, no woman will come forward to lodge a complaint against sexual violence.
Absolutely.
It will give the wrong message to the whole women lot in this country, particularly in view of the amended laws in 2013.
Absolutely. Let's also get a word from Vikas Mishra, who's joining us live from outside the Crime Branch office. Vikas, tell us, how did the arguments in court go today, considering the fact that the police is demanding 14 days custody? Tejpal's defense is that he's willing to stay on in Goa and also surrender his passport and other crucial documents.
After appearing at around 9-10 a.m. early in the morning, Tarun Tejpal has reappeared again here at the Crime Branch with his lawyers. Right now, Tarun Tejpal has just went inside the Crime Branch office, inside here at Donapola, and Tarun Tejpal, before the verdict of court comes, has appeared before Crime Branch. What exactly it is, why exactly Tarun Tejpal is here, it is not known. But if Tarun Tejpal's anticipatory bail plea is rejected, he will be going to be arrested here directly at the Donapola's Crime Branch. Right now, when I speak to you, Tarun Tejpal is already here at the Crime Branch office here at Donapola, and if his bail plea is rejected, he will be arrested directly. So, in few minutes, we will have decided that his bail plea will be rejected or accepted. Then, if his bail plea is rejected, then also he will be interrogated, because he has already said that he is going to be cooperating with the investigation. But if his bail plea is rejected, then he is going to be arrested here directly at Donapola office, and within a few minutes it will be clear that Tarun Tejpal will be arrested or not. Back to you.
Right, and Vikas, Tarun Tejpal was given time till 3:30 yesterday evening. Why is he presenting himself today?
Can you repeat your question, please?
I'm saying he had been given time till 3:30 yesterday, after which he was provided relief. Why is he appearing before the Crime Branch office today?
What he is trying to show here is that he is present for investigation at any time. He is trying to buy time, but there is the argument has already been over. Both the sides, the prosecution and defense, has given their claims, whatever the defense was said that they have already given the information that they had. The defense has said very specifically that Tarun Tejpal is going to cooperate with the investigation, and yesterday also he appeared here at 7:30 p.m. Early in the morning he appeared again, and right now he is also here at the Crime Branch office, where prosecution said that they have the evidence against Tarun Tejpal, their CCTV footage, what they showed in the court. They said the victim's statement, she is still stand still on the statement where Tarun Tejpal is changing his stand every time, and for last 24 to 48 hours they were not aware of the Tarun Tejpal's whereabouts. So all the claims have been made. In few minutes the court will be coming up with the decision, but suddenly Tarun Tejpal appearing before the decision at the Goa Donapola office, it's very sudden. But what is I'm learning from here at the Goa Crime Branch sources that once the anticipatory bail plea is rejected of Tarun Tejpal, he is going to be arrested here at Donapola office. Back to you.
Right, so even before that order, Tarun Tejpal has appeared before the Crime Branch office in Goa. Let's also get a word from Jaskirat Singh Bawa, who's joining us live from outside the Sessions Court. Jaskirat, take us through what's happening right now.
Tarun Tejpal's legal team has arrived along with a few family members. However, Tarun Tejpal, who also left the hotel, the 5-star hotel he was staying at, less than a kilometer away from this very Sessions Court, went in another direction. We're hearing, of course, that he was heading towards the direction of the Crime Branch. What we are waiting for right now is what should have already been out was the order by the magistrate over here, the judge over here in the Sessions Court, whether or not he has been granted his anticipatory bail plea. So we are still awaiting a decision on that. We have the lawyers as well as the investigating officer of this case, Officer Sawant, who is in fact inside the courtroom as we speak. We are waiting details on whether or not his anticipatory bail plea has been denied.
Alright, it's a waiting game now. All eyes on the Sessions Court in Goa. Jaskirat, I want you to explain to us and our viewers why is it that Tarun Tejpal withdrew his anticipatory bail plea from the Delhi High Court and applied for bail at the Goa Sessions Court.
Well, the reason for doing that depends on who you ask, really. While the Tarun Tejpal's own legal team wants to obviously put a bright side to it and suggest that they would like to approach the proper court of jurisdiction, what we are hearing from the Goa Council side is, of course, the fact that it is very unlikely that he would have, in fact, had any relief from the Delhi High Court, which would have appeared very bad as far as the legal arguments or the legal battle going forward is concerned. You do not want any negative strictures on your record or recorded strictures when you are making any legal arguments, let's say, once this enters the trial stage. So to avoid that, or perhaps to preempt that theory, it's been suggested that they withdrew that bail plea. Tarun Tejpal's lawyers have been maintaining that they realized that Delhi High Court perhaps was not the appropriate forum, and this obviously came up when Goa government challenged the jurisdiction of the Delhi High Court where the bail plea was filed, and the Goa government said that you do not have the authority or the jurisdiction to decide on this bail plea because the act took place in Goa and the Goa government and the Goa police are taking cognizance of this matter.
Absolutely. And Mr. Arvind Jain, I want to take this question to you, considering the fact that apart from the fact that the incident happened in Goa and the jurisdiction would lie with Goa, the fact that had the Delhi High Court rejected Tarun Tejpal's bail, the only authority he could have gone to was the Supreme Court after that.
Yes. That's why he withdrew the bail application, and the application was withdrawn because of the reason that during the arguments it was argued that Delhi High Court has no jurisdiction, he was underground, and thirdly that he is trying to influence the victim and her family members.
Yes, they've reported that.
And there was no hope from the indications of the the language, body language of the judges, or we can read that there is no hope of getting bail from Delhi High Court, and that's why he was advised that withdraw this application and then move the Goa court. Maybe it is just to buy the time and to keep the matter sub judice.
And Tina Sharma, apart from the fact that Tarun Tejpal went missing for quite some time, he had the Goa police and the Delhi police on his trail. The fact that somebody from his family approached the victim's family, which resulted in the victim's family
twice,
on two occasions, which got the victim's family to file a police complaint alleging intimidation, is also something that will work against his bail.
Of course, that will work against his bail, and then going and forcing somebody's family, that to victim's family, and sending your daughter, who's again friend for the victim. You're sending and you're asking that who's your lawyer, whom are you discussing with, who's advising you, why are you doing all this? I think that works in the favor of victim, and that gives you strong possibilities of not getting bail if you talk about conversation happening or arguments happening at the time of bail in the court. So that is of course a kind of lapse which he has done, and I don't think being influential that at times it goes in your negative side. So when you see that way, I think that subsequently we've been seeing many things coming out in the media where you see that his daughter is going there, some of the family member contacting them. That will of course a kind of harassment for the victim's family. So court will see the protection for victim's family too.
Absolutely, that verdict, that order on Tarun Tejpal's anticipatory bail expected any time now from the Goa Sessions Court. Our team of reporters, Vikas Mishra and Jaskirat Singh Bawa, are getting us live updates from the ground as well. I want to cross live to you, Jaskirat. Take us through the sequence of events and how they unfolded from yesterday evening onwards, from when Tejpal landed in Goa. What's been happening since then? Jaskirat, can you hear me? Alright, we seem to be facing some audio trouble with that line with Jaskirat. We'll try and take that question to Vikas. Vikas, amidst all this media scrutiny, Tarun Tejpal landed in Goa yesterday evening after he'd gone missing all morning. The Goa police and the Delhi police had been on his trail. What happened? Take us through the sequence of events and how that entire drama unfolded.
After the Goa police issued a non-bail warrant against Tarun Tejpal, Goa police was not aware of whereabouts of Tarun Tejpal. On Friday around early morning 5 a.m. they reached Tarun Tejpal's residence to issue him non-bail warrants and to arrest him. But he was not there. His wife was questioned, but she said that from last 24 hours she has not had any contact with Tarun Tejpal. After that, the legal team of Tarun Tejpal went into Goa Sessions Court and got interim protection for Tarun Tejpal till 2:30 p.m. Then the news break in that Tarun Tejpal has booked an Indigo flight from Delhi, which took off from Delhi at 2:30 p.m. and was about to land here at 5:05 p.m. But in between, the court reserved the verdict, and there was no clarity till that Tarun Tejpal has got further extension or not for his interim protection is concerned. At 5:07 p.m. the flight landed, and Tarun Tejpal was briefly detained at the Goa airport. But suddenly at 5:30 p.m. he got interim protection again till 10:30 a.m. today. So after that he was left by the Goa police, but he was accompanied here. After leaving from the Goa airport, he directly came to Goa Donapala crime branch. Here he was questioned for 1 hour 30 minutes, and he also gave the personal bond. He was accompanied by his lawyers, his some personal friends and his brother. After that, again in the morning, he came here at around 9:10 a.m. but the investigating officer Sunita Samant was not here, so he went again to the hotel. After that, he spoke to media and said that he wants to cooperate in the investigation. That's the reason he is here. After that, he went to the hotel, and again at around 10:45 a.m. he went to the Goa Sessions Court, where he participated in the hearing. He seems very tense. He kept his eyes closed when the hearing was going on. He heard to the whole hearing which took place in the Goa Sessions Court. After that, suddenly he has appeared again here at the Goa crime branch, because he might thinking the legal team would have advised that, looking into the argument which was taken in the court, that the anticipatory bill might not be issued, and to avoid media cameras and the questions by the media, he might have appeared before. Once the bail plea is rejected, he is going to be arrested here at the Donapala crime branch. Back to you.
Alright, so even before that order from the Sessions Court, Tarun Tejpal has presented himself before the crime branch office. Our reporter is getting you live updates. Now, the decision on Tejpal's anticipatory bail plea is expected any time now. The order was reserved after the judge heard Tejpal's defense and the prosecution's argument. Tejpal's legal counsel opposed the prosecution's demand that he be remanded to police custody for 14 days. Citing a Supreme Court ruling, the lawyer said that custody was not required since he has submitted himself to interrogation. Tejpal has also said that he will stay in Goa till a charge sheet is filed or a closure report has been submitted. Tejpal's defense team also said that the former editor-in-chief of Tehelka was willing to submit his passport. An hour later, the prosecution began its arguments against the anticipatory bail plea. It said that the offence was too serious. The argument made was that while the victim's statements have been consistent, Tejpal has been changing his version. The prosecution also presented CCTV footage from the hotel, to which Tejpal's lawyers objected, saying that the footage should be presented before the court and not an edited version. Speaking to the press earlier this morning, Tejpal said that he was willing to cooperate with all investigations.
हमने इन्वेस्टिगेशन ज्वाइन किया है, उसे कहा था हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन में पूरी कोऑपरेशन देंगे और उसी के कारण हम लोग कल भी पहुंचे यहाँ एक दिन के बाद हमें जब समन्स मिले और आज सुबह उठ के हम लोग वापस
आपका कोर्ट भी अभी जाएंगे?
आप कोर्ट जाएंगे?
ये डिपेंड करता है हमारे वकील जैसे समझेंगे सही है वही करेंगे हम, ठीक है?
क्योंकि कल आपकी एडवोकेट ने कहा था कि आप कोर्ट में ज्वाइन करेंगे आप सुनवाई में, तो क्या अभी
नहीं, हमारे कोर्ट में ज्वाइन करने की सुनवाई की जरूरत नहीं है। हमें क्राइम ब्रांच की इन्वेस्टिगेशन ज्वाइन करने की जरूरत है और वो हमने कर लिया है। कल शाम को कर लिया था और आज भी कर लिया।
आपसे पूछताछ क्या हुई तरुण जी?
The latest order on Tejpal's anticipatory bail plea is expected any time now. The Goa police is seeking 14 days custody for the former editor-in-chief of Tehelka magazine. The defense is arguing that Tejpal is willing to stay on in Goa till a closure report has been filed. The defense is also saying that Tejpal is willing to submit his passport and documents of his fixed deposits as guarantee. Our team of reporters Vikas Mishra and Jaskirat Singh Baba are joining us live from Goa. Also with us, a panel of guests in our studios. I want to come to you first, Tina. You know, Geeta Luthra, who's Tejpal's counsel, is arguing that if Tejpal is in fact willing to submit his passport and his other crucial bank documents, his personal guarantee, and he's willing to stay on in Goa, there's no reason to take him into custody.
I think it will be difficult for the police to investigate the complete matter in terms of going and seeing the crime scene at the place where this incident took place, of course Hyatt Hotel Goa. And then I think second matter, Mr. Arvind would be more appropriate to answer this question, but I would say that prosecution always gives a reason where custody is of course a full-time thing with them. I mean, you're staying back with them and you're understanding complete matter, and investigation is much easier and appropriate with the police. But if he is not, if he's given bail and he's out, then probably police will not have that liberty to ask him questions. Probably police will ask him something on the phone and he'll answer. So it will not be appropriate for the investigation. Probably sort of.
Yes, I mean, then I'm only playing devil's advocate. By custody required, if he's willing to stay on in Goa and cooperate with investigations, is there a need to actually take him into police or judicial custody?
Judicial custody, police custody is necessary for searching and seizing the personal mobiles and computers and laptops, etc. from the he has been sending the SMS or the emails to Tehelka and to this victim girl, and for other evidences, he has to be taken to the 5-star hotel where this incident happened. He may be confronted with other witnesses, contradictions, and otherwise it will not be possible for the police to get these evidences, which is in personal possession of Mr. Tejpal.
And it's see, we should not forget that it's a criminal case.
Yes.
So in criminal case, I think every accused has to surrender or submit things, then in that case I don't think he'll get bail. I mean, this is what we've been wondering, and I don't think he'll get bail because he has to surrender, probably for a week's time or 10 days or whatever. He has to surrender.
And of course the public prosecutor has also been arguing that Tejpal wasn't available to the Goa police till he was granted
his mobile phone was switched off. His mobile phone was switched off. He was not available. I mean, Goa police, came Delhi, summoned him, went to his place. Nobody was there. So of course, I mean, it's just pretending and playing around with the police. So police will not, prosecution will not leave this reason to defend in the court.
We have to consider three things. The court for bail.
Yes.
What is the seriousness of the offence?
The crime.
The second, whether the person is so much influential that he can tamper with evidence,
yes,
and he can influence the witnesses and spoil or damage the evidences. The third thing is that he will be available for trial.
Absolutely.
he may not go absconding. By submitting the passports, by submitting the personal guarantee or the FDs as guarantee, personal guarantee, you know, that condition may be fulfilled. But what about the seriousness of offense? The offences are so serious, you know, sexual violence, wherein 10 years imprisonment to life imprisonment would be there.
The question arises, why are you escaping custodial for this case? Why are you escaping out of, you know, going out of the way, applying for interim bail? Why? Go and join the investigation.
But he's saying that he's already joining investigation.
No,
he's willing to cooperate. He's willing to go to Goa.
That's during relief. Sorry, he's already taken relief from the court. Yesterday it was till 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and then today it was till 10 o'clock in the morning. So he has already he was already seeking interim from the court, and this is what I'm saying. I mean, he's been fooling around. That's it. It's just pretending, nothing else. I mean, you during the interim, you are going and seeking the police. Police will not be available at the place where you're going and seeking them. So when they were seeking for you, you were not there. You were not available. So that's the perfect reason to.
These are being called delaying tactics by
and without custodial interrogation, maybe 2 days custodial interrogation is given to the police. As I said earlier, you know, the mobiles and the laptops or the other evidences cannot be collected from Tarun Tejpal, which is necessary for this case.
Let's also go across to our team of reporters for a ground check and find out what's happening. Vikas is joining us live from outside the crime branch office in Panjim. Vikas, you're telling us that Tejpal had come a short while ago. He'd reached the crime branch office even before the order. What's happening there now?
He is right now exactly inside the crime branch on the first floor where Sunita Sawant's cabin is. He is sitting inside the cabin of Sunita Sawant, and after Tejpal came in here, the special investigation team which was formed to investigate this case also came in. There are 7 officers who are accompanied by Tarun Tejpal. Right now Tarun Tejpal is there in the inside, and what I am learning here that it was after listening to the hearing, the legal counsel of Tarun Tejpal told him that he might not get anticipatory bail. After that, to avoid tough questions of media, he appeared here at the Donapola office, and once the bail petition is rejected, he will be arrested here directly. Back to you.
Alright, so it seems that the reason why Tejpal may have presented himself before the crime branch office is to avoid the glare of awaiting media crews if his bail is denied. Of course, we can't confirm that for you. This is merely conjecture. The court order is still not out. It was expected at 4:30. This is Tarun Tejpal's anticipatory bail plea. The judge had heard arguments before lunch and reserved the order till 4:30. Now here's a look at the rise and fall of Tarun Tejpal, founder and former editor-in-chief of Tehelka magazine. Today he's battling charges of rape leveled against him by his own employee. Once considered an icon of fearless journalism, someone who stood for honesty and truth, today Tejpal is standing trial for outraging the modesty of a woman.
Stop buying the lies, the hype, the spin. The truth is crucial. Engage with the truth.
The irony could not be more crushing. Tarun Tejpal in an advertisement for Tehelka talking about truth and honesty. Values that many argue he himself did not stay honest to. Called particularly into question is his conduct since November the 28th, when he failed to appear before the Goa police in the sexual assault case against him.
For the magazine, I don't see any future, because once any magazine or any journalist loses credibility, it takes years and years to rebuild it again.
This 2-minute episode has virtually nullified all that he had done.
Because Tejpal is the founder editor, a bit of reflection of his shenanigans, his doings, is there very much on Tehelka, and today there's a big question mark whether Tehelka will survive the times.
The anger is building up, and even as Tarun Tejpal finally surfaced, protests against him were held across the country. come down is particularly crushing since Tejpal headed an organization that carried out some of the most path-breaking investigations across the country, always projecting themselves as the ultimate upholders of the truth. From Operation West End that scalped then BJP President Bangaru Lakshman and then Defence Minister George Fernandes, to the sting operation that claimed to expose the gruesome political conspiracy behind the 2002 Gujarat riots.
Something which they have tried to build a euphoria around him. But he was not that kind of man. He was essentially a businessman.
But look at what's keeping him in the news. The sexual assault case, it turns out, was only the tip of the iceberg. Since then, skeletons have tumbled out of his closet. First, there were uncomfortable questions about the people who were approached as investors for Tejpal's pet venture, the elite Proof Rock Club. Then, the shareholding pattern for Tehelka itself was dubbed dubious. More damaging were allegations of irregularities in Tejpal's personal properties, both in Goa and in Uttarakhand.
When push came to shove, Tejpal thought of nobody else but himself. His fall was self-induced. However, will it also cause the downfall of his brand Tehelka is something that remains to be seen. Jugal Purohit in New Delhi for Headlines Today.
Tarun Tejpal's anticipatory bail plea is the order from the Sessions Court in Goa is expected any time now. We're being joined by our panel of guests in our studios. You know, Tina, I want to ask you, as far as Team Tejpal is concerned, they've been faltering quite a bit. Yesterday, we also saw Tejpal's lawyer name the victim in court.
That's very sad. I mean, you must have remember there was a case in Guwahati where this Alka Lamba member Congress went and disclosed victim's name, and she had to resign from the post, whatever. I mean, Mahila Ayog or something. So I somehow feel very sad for the legal fraternity where very senior lawyer like Geeta Luthra has disclosed the victim's name. I think somehow you have a mindset of degrading women. You're just I mean playing as a defense lawyer, nothing else. I mean you're lapsing on being human being. You're lapsing on taking laws in place when you are standing in the court, and I think he's been the character assassination was always been there. They said it's consensual, where we see, I mean the law says that consensual is no defense. So how do you take that? And you've been asking for medical, you've been asking for I mean court had asked you to stop naming the victim. So this is ridiculous for this country. I mean a victim is coming forward. And a senior, I mean a journalist who's been very accurate in his statements. I saw many of his letters. I think she's a girl of good character, and somehow she'd been firm on his statement, and she says she categorically describes that whatever he's done with me is I have given on paper, and it is there on paper. I've already described. It is falling in rape. It is falling in rape as far as the legal definition is, framed.
Especially the definition has been amended.
Yes, in recent rape laws. And then somehow I feel that you have a mindset of degrading women because you're a defense lawyer. You're a defense lawyer and you have no other remedy to seek bail. So that's how you're seeking bail. So that's pathetic, and we condemn it.
Absolutely. We're getting some political reactions. Also, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Umar Abdullah, has reacted to this scandal involving Tarun Tejpal. Let's listen in.
That is an unfortunate incident, and the law should take its own course. I believe the way in which Tehelka handled it is extremely unfortunate. I think the way in which now they are trying to vilify the woman is even more unfortunate. I think it would have been better if this sort of mud raking had not taken place. That having been said, he has now presented himself to the police in Goa. The law must follow its own course, and if he is guilty, he will be punished.
Let's get a word from Jaskirat Singh Bawa, who's joining us live from outside the Sessions Court in Goa. Jaskirat, any word on the order on Tejpal's anticipatory bail?
It was supposed to be out by now, and it is surprising quite a few people that it hasn't come out yet. We are given to understand that the judge over here also wants to write down and record her justification for giving the order, and it is being heard inside the court that perhaps that is why the delay, that the judge is actually writing down this entire order along with the justification for that particular order, which actually happens quite often in many cases. What we have right now is we have the family members of Tejpal who had reached the court just a little over 4:30. His lawyers are also inside. However, Tejpal himself is reportedly at the crime branch, the Goa Police's crime branch office. So we are still awaiting that order that we were expecting at 4:30.
Right, Jaskirat, stay on with us and we'll keep coming back to you for more updates. Mr. Jain, you know, as far as this case is concerned, getting Tejpal's bail fee rejected will provide a huge boost to the Goa police, considering the fact that they took suo motu cognizance of the allegations and registered an FIR even before the official complaint was filed by the victim.
I'm sorry. The FIR was filed by Goa Police. Suo motu on the basis of press report in the media. Since it was a cognizable case, the police would have taken the cognizance as far as the offence was committed, because this victim girl has sent an email to Tehelka office, which was in possession of Soma Chaudhary, the managing editor of Tehelka. Later on, police has also collected that evidence from Tehelka office. Laptop and other goods also has been searched and seized by the police. So in a way, I think that the Goa police has taken these steps very prudently.
Right.
And they have investigated the matter very meticulously by recording the evidence of Soma Chaudhary, the other witnesses, the three friends to whom this victim girl gave the statement on the very first day.
Right.
And then they recorded the statement of victim in Bombay. Later on, her statement was recorded under section 164 of CRPC before the magistrate. Then they have issued the summons or got the non-bailable warrants against Tarun Tejpal.
Right.
They never wish to have a weak link in the whole investigation at any time.
Right, the Goa police is trying to build as strong a case as possible. The order on Tejpal's anticipatory bail is expected any time now. We'll keep getting you updates from the ground and also getting opinions from our panel of experts. Do stay tuned to us.